Welcome everybody to the Latin Nerds Network. My name is Jose and this is my review for Inside Out 2, the sequel to Inside Out. Of course, that came out in 2015 by Pixar. I'm a huge Pixar guy. I love the first film. It's one of my favorite Pixar films in my top five. I love the ideas behind it. It's very clever how it conceptualized, this idea of the emotions, how it can control, take over your life, and the memories and all the memory islands and all that. Really so well put together. Great emotional kick to it. It's just almost a perfect film for me. So I was very excited to see this one here. Of course, things are a little bit different this time around because Riley is a little bit older. She hit 13. So of course, we know puberty kicks in, and anybody who's dealt with a teenager or is dealing with a teenager knows how messy that can be. So that being said, there are new emotions that kind of moved in. We got anxiety and I think boredom, embarrassment, and envy here. And anxiety kind of takes lead here, and given in the stage of Riley's life, she's things about to change for her. She's going to go to high school now. She's gonna has a chance to compete in this kind of camp to hopefully make the hockey team for the high school, and her best friends, and going to a different school. She's going through a lot. So anxiety kind of takes over to ensure things go the right way for Riley. But unfortunately, that means she has to exile joy, fear, anger, sadness, all the emotions from the first film, so they don't interfere with her plan. And now Joy has to gather her friends and hopefully find a way back and take control of Riley, and kind of help her find herself, right? Particularly at that age. This one here, it's not quite as good as the first Inside Out. I'll say it right now. But that being said, it's definitely a fun, entertaining, really good, well done movie by Pixar. It's just, for me, it didn't quite hit the high notes that the first one did. But listen, has a lot going for it, right? It's very funny. I mean, the first 5 minutes were kind of rocky for me, but then the movie settles in, and it, again, goes back to some of those clever things that the first one did, and introduces a lot of cool concepts. With the kind of this closet of secrets, if you will, vault of secrets. That was a very funny bit, and this sarcasm that they kind of deal with now, and the things like that. I don't want to give too much away, but definitely, I like how the movie deals with the complexities of being a teenager, right? The anxiety, that that kind of willingness to kind of put your true self behind and do whatever you can to be accepted, right? To be liked, no, even if it does compromise who you are and compromise the people around you, right? So teenagers do that. We can't help ourselves, right? And that's what I love about Pixar, because always deal with things that really adults can identify with more than the kids. It's an adult film that's kid friendly. That's what some Pixar is at its best, when it does things like that. And the first Inside Out hit it out of the park, and this one does a great job as well, dealing with the changes of puberty and what that really means, and the parents dealing with the teenager and all that. A lot of things really come together. It's very funny, very well made. My only big drawback on why I thought the first one was a much superior film is that it didn't quite have that emotional punch the first one did. At least not for me anyway. It tried. I just couldn't connect with it. It didn't quite execute it as well as probably as it could have. So I thought that's a really big piece of why I made the first one so great, right? But that being said, and again, with the first one, you have the newness of everything, and all the introduction of all these memories and little globes and all that stuff. And here you get more of the same, so there's nothing really new about it, right? But it does maintain its great job of conceptualizing new ideas, particularly from the emotional side. Introduces a great humor, some really cool bits, and that's a lot. It's a very fun flick and worthy of being into the pantheon of great Pixar movies. So I absolutely, definitely recommend you guys go see this film. Very good. Just don't expect something as great as the first one, at least not for me anyway. But it's gonna be very, very, very enjoyable for the adults, and the kids are gonna obviously have a good time as well. So definitely recommend it. Go to theaters and check it out if you guys can. If you guys watch it, did you like it? You didn't like it? And my nuts, I get it. Comment below, let me know what you guys thought. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and feed money to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.